rather have? Obviously, everyone would say the ones on the right. Evidence suggests that using an electronic cigarette instead of a cigarette has the potential to greatly reduce the amount of harm done to the lungs from regular use. Everyone knows a smoker, and the stress in college can lead students to pick up the harmful habit. My goal is to inform everybody about the less harmful option if they decide to pick up the addiction or know anyone who has an addiction to tobacco. I regularly use an e-cig, so I know a good amount about e-cigs and how they work. I've collected information from the American and United Kingdom cancer societies, as well as the England Public Health Study and a study done on electronic cigarettes by the Royal College of Physicians in England to support my claim that e-cig use, or vaping, has many benefits over cigarette smoking. Switching from smoking to vaping has many benefits. It reduces health risks, works as an effective replacement, is a more clean and appealing hobby, and leads to financial savings over time. I will begin by first talking about the most important benefits of making the switch to electronic cigarettes, having the potential to save the lives of smokers. E-cigs are much better for your health compared to cigarettes are. Switching from smoking to vaping leads to 95% reduction in the health-related illnesses like lung cancer. A study from the Royal College of Physicians in England says the hazards to health arising from long-term vapor inhalation from electronic cigarettes available today is likely to exceed 5% of the harm done from smoking tobacco. There is no combustion when using e-cigs, so electronic cigarettes are considered smoke-free. This means that there's no buildup of tar in the user's lungs from extended use. Dr. Andy McGowan, Executive Director of the National Center for Smoking Cessation and Training in England, says, there is no evidence that secondhand e-cig vapor is dangerous to others. Some studies have found traces of toxic chemicals in secondhand vapor, but at such low levels that they are not harmful to others. Now I want to tell you about my experience about how much worse smoking is for you than vaping. I had no juice for a week, so I smoked tobacco until I could get more. After a week of smoking tobacco, my lungs felt awful compared to how they normally did from regular e-cig use. I could hardly breathe when I would go on a run compared to normal. I could feel just how worse smoking was making my lungs than they were from vaping. You see now how e-cigs can reduce health problems and tobacco-related disease, but why is using an e-cig over other nicotine replacements like patches or gum better? E-cigs work better than any other nicotine replacement therapy to help people quit smoking for good. It's the one nicotine replacement therapy that still gives the user the sensation of smoking by inhaling the nicotine, but it is vapor instead of smoke. The public health study in England states, evidence finds that almost all the 2.6 million adults using e-cigs in Great Britain are currently ex-smokers, or most of which are using the device to help them quit smoking or prevent going back to cigarettes. It also provides reassurance that few adults and young people who have never smoked are becoming regular e-cig users, less than 1% of each group. This means that e-cigs are working as a replacement for cigarettes without repopularizing tobacco, seen by the small increase in non-smokers who have started vaping. E-cigs have adjustable nicotine levels in the e-liquid, which helps wean the addiction. Heavy smokers start with higher dosage, around 20 to 24 milligrams per bottle. The levels range from 20 to 24 milligrams in the high to all the way to 0 in the low. This makes it easier to control the amount of nicotine the body gets to help reduce addiction to the drug. Next, I will discuss what really makes electronic cigarettes a more user-friendly substitute for smoking. Vaping is a cleaner and appealing hobby than smoking cigarettes. E-cigs produce much less of a mess. There are no ashes or butts since the juice is vaporized and the device is reusable. This means that you can vape indoors without ruining your walls or carpet. There is also no bad smell, so that you won't get complaints about your clothes or your breath smelling, since the vapor very quickly dissipates in the air and does not have that distinct odor like tobacco smell does. E-cigs are very customizable. There are different styles of mods and tanks to fit everyone's needs. The size of the device varies. The bigger device generally has more power and battery life, while the smaller ones are nicer for travel. The appearance of the device also varies differently, with different shapes, materials, and colors used. There are even some custom designed tanks and mods. Also, e-cigs can be made and designed to feel and look just like a real cigarette does. Another appeal is that there's nearly any flavor you can imagine, meaning that it can fit the taste of any person. There are tobacco flavors for those who smoke cigarettes and like the taste of tobacco. Fruit and candy flavors are also available, and they smell better and taste better for those who want nothing to do with the tobacco taste or be around its odor. There are even flavors like bacon or crab juice for those more curious and adventurous folks out there. It seems as though all these benefits should come at a greater cost, but actually vaping is cheaper in the long run for those addicted to tobacco than smoking is. Switching to vaping will save the smoker a lot of money. Initially, getting an electronic cigarette setup is expensive, but the long-term savings are way more. On average, a pack-a-day smoker spends roughly $300 a month, while it's estimated that a quality e-cig with everything you would need would cost roughly the same amount. From then on, each month, juice would cost you roughly half the amount of monthly cost of cigarettes do. I estimated this by saying that a pack of cigarettes cost roughly $10 times 30 days for $300, and two $20 30ml bottles of juice per week per month, for $160 each month. Vaping could save a smoker a lot of money on future medical payments. Vapers are much less likely to pay for expensive treatments for lung disease like smokers do. Smokers could nearly spend $35 a pack in health-related costs later in life, according to the American Cancer Society, if they get smoking-related health diseases. Unfortunately, this life-saving option is becoming more expensive with new regulations in the U.S. As I've discussed in a previous speech, the FDA claims that there is a lack of evidence about the safety of these devices, which has led to strict regulation that increases the price of the products and reduces their availability. In the United Kingdom, there's evidence of safety, so there's still a chance that these regulations could change. Not only could switching to electronic cigarettes be beneficial to your pocketbook, it also has the power to save the lives of those addicted to smoking cigarettes. To conclude, electronic cigarettes offer many benefits that reduce the negative harms of smoking. They get rid of the horrid smell of tobacco smoke, and using them saves people money as well as saves their lives. It's obvious that the best choice is to quit using nicotine altogether, but if someone continues or starts using, I hope I've at least made it clear that using an electronic cigarette is the logical choice to make for your own well-being. Thank you.